Hi, I'm Karina Ann Poss with Limitless Motion, and I am going to be demonstrating how we can release our fascial from the bottom of our foot all the way to the top of our head with using the dryer balls that I've got located behind me. So they're spiky myofascial release work balls, and I also have the half moon ones. But this is if you have a healthy fascia and you have not been being treated for certain conditions. If you are being treated for certain conditions and you'd like something a little bit more specific based on your issue, please do contact me at info@limitlessmotion.ca or view my website at www.limitlessmotion.ca, as well as you can find there my contact information for phone. So these particular videos are meant for healthy everyday things. You can use them if you've been coached properly through the Limitless Motion team. In particular, we will sit down and have a conversation with you regarding what is going on in your body and how you can properly fix it, and so that you can take it with you remotely. So there are definitely different kinds of balls that you can use for your feet. The ones that I do not recommend are golf balls or tennis balls or lacrosse balls. A lot of people get those because they're, first of all, inexpensive. But the other thing is they're hard and people want to feel stuff. But the problem with our fascia in our feet is it can be easily torn and it is very difficult to repair. So it can be done, but it is like any good thing, it takes a long time for it to change. It's very quick to break. So I'm going to start on the smaller ball. I'm also a registered reflexologist, and so I do realize and recognize the fact that our feet and all our feet, all throughout our feet and our hands and even our face actually have reflexology points that can help to stimulate certain things in the body to alleviate many things. So I often will get people to start on the inside step, or so the medial step, which is underneath the ball of the big toe. And especially if they have a bunion or Achilles issue, low back issue, digestion issue, anything like that, I get them to kind of grip the ball and rotate it through there. So the thing with fascial release work, whether you're doing it on a ball or on your own foot or to someone, which you can learn on my website as well, is that you really want to make sure that when you're applying that downward pressure and moving it forward, um, that you remain in that pressure. So you're not press and release, press and release. You're maintaining a deep connection to that. And deep meaning as much as you can feel, not to the pain level that is excruciating. So, and it is true that you do get used to them. I know some of my clients have experienced my spiky mat, and it is true that you do get used to it, but you do want to pay attention to what is actually going on in the body and why. Okay, so I am now through the base of that arch of the foot and inside that heel, and I'm just doing a circular motion like this to help alleviate these things. So let's say you're a pilot and you find it difficult to alleviate your low back from sitting. This is a great thing to do to not only stimulate your senses, but also to help alleviate some of the pain that's in the body when after sitting for too long. The other thing is you do want to get yourself a ball that you can apply some decent weight to that will retain its shape. So that's kind of why I steer away from tennis balls, but then again, if you're doing anything, it is better than nothing. It's just better to do it properly and with consistency than not. So as you're doing this work, you do want to really pay attention to the fact that you can press and pull and really alleviate some of the tension within that body doing this work. And it is an awesome way to also not only just take your mind off things, it gives your body and senses some different techniques to feel. Um, so again, coming now, you can see that I have two different size of balls. This is just for demonstration purposes, but if you wanted to have this two sets of the same balls, this rounding and pulling forward is really nice. But we also have to pay attention to the top of the foot. And the thing is we often don't really do that. So right at the ankle joint, at the top of that ankle joint, I'm just going to get in there and give it a little bit of a love for that hallucis vagus, which is the big toe bunion area. And you can actually see when you press in there, my toe just kind of kicks out a little bit. So it's really important that we do stimulate that area as well. And you can get in there and use your hands if you need to, but even just rolling it on the tops of the toes, it does aggravate some things sometimes, and it can be a very painful thing. It can make you feel tingles up your back, especially the top of the foot, because there's a lot of sensory nerves in there, and we don't really pay attention to it, except for when we stub our toe. So if you can think about when you stub your toe, that intensity, right? That's kind of why we don't want to go so deeply with the massage through the foot. Plus, the top of the foot, there isn't a whole lot of uh, tissue between the skin and the bone, and so you can really feel things in there, and you do need to be conscious and paying attention to how things are going. And you wouldn't want to go and get extreme release through here. I'm just using the tops of my knuckles, and I'm just rubbing through my toes, in the sections of in between my toes. That is a very nice thing to do. And again, it's just about creating stimulation. So you basically want to try to keep the pressure pulling forward and back until that skin is nice and red. And then you can get in there and give yourself a little ankle release. And even just soaking those feet in hot water and salt at the end of a hard day is, not only important but necessary for the health and well-being of your entire body. Feet and hands are so important, so take care of them. Thanks for joining me again. Karina Ann Poss with Limitless Motion. Namaste.